So 54 years ago, way back in 1966, Ford introduced the Bronco, and coincidentally, that was the same year that I was born. Now, Ford made the Bronco for about 30 years until 1996, and they quit producing them at that point for a variety of reasons that we can get into in another video. But anyway, recently, Ford is finally bringing back the Bronco, and late last summer, early fall, I had the opportunity to reserve one, and I was able to officially order it in January this year. It's now July, and I finally got word yesterday that our Bronco is officially built. Now, when we're gonna get it, I'm not sure. I'm guessing maybe a couple weeks, but I just pulled into the Ford dealership here, my local dealer, and I'm looking around and there's no cars on the lots. I mean, there's some used cars, but it is nothing like it used to be here. So today, we're gonna go in and talk to the general manager here about what is happening in the auto industry and what's going on with the new Ford Bronco, and just try to figure out what exactly is really going on. All right, so I'm down here at my local Ford dealer at Baierl Ford, and we're talking to Jason Miller. You're the sales manager. Mm-hmm. And as many of you know, we ordered a new Ford Bronco. I mentioned that earlier. So we're kind of getting some updates on that, and I noticed something when I pulled in here, and that is there's not very many vehicles on your lot. And there's been a lot of news articles and people talking. Yep. What is the main driving cause of that? Why is it so hard to get a new vehicle right now?
Right now it's the microchips. You know, Ford has kind of started this program, and I'm not going to get into it too much, but it talks about they're building the vehicles right now. So Ford has tons of vehicles sitting there. They're waiting for the microchip. So Ford's being very proactive with not having the microchip. Mm-hmm. You know, they're still building vehicles to keep their plants running, keeping people employed, but the microchips are coming. You know what I mean? So they just released a bunch of F-150s with the microchips. So we're heading in the positive direction, you know,
right,
with the Bronco and everything else that's coming out.
See, when I first started hearing about the microchip thing, you know, we all know cars are way more technologically advanced than they used to be. But I'll be honest, I thought maybe a car had 5 or 6 microchips. Yeah. And there's literally hundreds, if not 1,000 or more.
Correct.
They control everything in the vehicle.
Yep.
And I also read where when COVID started, like back in March, sales were slowing down, things were slowing down, so I think companies kind of backed off a little bit, but everything recovered much faster than...
People didn't know what COVID was going to do. You know what I mean? So dealers were looking at it as, hey, okay, we know there's going to be a sales slowdown because of shutdowns and stuff like that. Well, that lasted all of 3 months.
Yeah.
There's always a demand for vehicles. You know what I mean? So when people came in, they were looking for vehicles, so there was less vehicles, and then now there's no vehicles. So COVID was tough, but you know, we have to look going forward. There's a huge positive that we're starting fresh.
Yeah.
There's no old age inventory. Everything's clean. Customers have a great opportunity to buy cars going forward.
Right. When do you think things will kind of get back to normal, if there is such a thing?
Back to normal, that's the different part. So we're expecting normally inventories to start rebounding September, October. But you're going to see the microchip effect until 2022 at least. Yeah. But it's not going to be as bad as it is now.
Right.
Because the companies have been open, they've been producing microchips now where they weren't before because of COVID.
Right.
So, like we talked about earlier, the computers have gone up $300 a computer over the past month, because everybody's fighting for the same microchips.
Right.
Microchips run the world.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
They're in everything.
Right.
Absolutely everything. And then is Ford focusing on any particular products or just trying to...
So, F-150s, they're bread and butter. Ford's been 44 years, the #1 selling truck in the United States. So, you know, Ford focuses on the F-150. Ford is pushing towards electric, as most people have seen. The Mach-E, that's coming in now. The Ford Lightning will be available in 2022. Hopefully, they start ordering those the late of 2021. So Ford's really pushing forward with inventory and switching over to electric. We're super excited about that because the Mach-E is one of the most fun vehicles you'll ever drive.
I saw one. I'm a fossil fuel kind of guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I like the sound of a V8.
Yep.
But I have to admit, I saw that Mach-E when we went to see the Ford Broncos down around Pittsburgh. A guy was there, had one. It was a sweet looking car.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yep.
And he said, it's not my thing. My wife wanted it, and I love it.
Yep.
He was shocked.
You've seen it a lot.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it.
I'm not an electric car guy. I would own a monkey.
Yeah.
Just because the interior setups, the way Ford has it built, the range on it is up to 300 miles.
Yeah.
Ford still qualifies for the $7,500 rebate, which other green cars don't.
Yeah.
Because they've used all their money. So Ford still qualifies for that money, and it's a great car. I mean, we've probably got 8 of those on order right now. Mm-hmm. So, and then upcoming with the Maverick.
Yeah, I saw that.
Brand new truck starting at $19,995.
That's awesome.
You don't see that anymore. You see that when the old S10s, the old Rangers. So I think that's the market they're going after, is the old Ranger market. Smaller pickup truck. The hybrid gets 40 miles per gallon city.
Yeah.
So they're doing a lot of cool things. Ford's really progressive when it comes to electric and what they're doing forward with this new. They're trying to make sure everybody's ordering. They're really pushing for the order. So
that's, I think, the most important thing. There's so many available options and ways to spec out a vehicle now. I do think it's all, you need to order it. It's the days of just going and finding exactly what, you could go buy one, but it's probably not going to fit your exact needs.
Yep.
But I know with the Bronco that we ordered, there's 7 different models of the full-size Bronco. Tons of different options. We went with the Wild Track, and I've always been a earth tone kind of guy, and we ended up with that Rapid Red. I don't know, I kind of went all out on this one, but it should look pretty nice.
Very nice. The Rapid Red's a very cool color in the like the maroon.
How many do you think Ford's got on the books right now to produce? I read somewhere it's a couple 100,000.
From what I understood, 150,000. Which is for a truck that nobody's seen, nobody's touched. You've touched it at some of these, ride bunch, but nobody really knows the truck. It's an incredible number, and I don't think Ford knew it was going to be that big.
Yeah.
They were expecting to sell a lot of them. I didn't think they knew it was going to be that
I've
big.
never seen anything like it in my lifetime.
Correct.
For like you say, no one's even seen them. They're ordering them like crazy, and there's a few Facebook pages. They're starting to show up here and there, different dealers across the country. But I think from now, I'm still waiting for the first day that I see one. It might be mine, might be the first time, you know. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. But I think it's a home run. They quit making them in '96, I believe. And I actually emailed Ford for years, like, when are you going to bring the Bronco back? You know what I mean? I don't think they did it because of me, but
we can say they did.
But no, it's a great vehicle. Give the Wrangler some competition, and we have a Jeep as well, and I'm anxious to do some videos kind of comparing the both of them. But yeah, we're really excited. How many orders have you gotten for Broncos in your dealership?
45.
45.
Yep. So we're a small local dealer. We don't expect to have hundreds of orders. People come to us that have already purchased from us, and Bronco's bringing a new set of customers to Ford. People that drove the Jeeps, the younger age, 35 and below, they kind of stopped looking at Ford. A lot of those are Japanese manufacturers, and you're seeing people bring those cars to us.
Yeah.
Because Ford finally came out with something that hits that age range. They've never really had that before.
Yeah.
You've seen the Bronco Sport. The Bronco Sport we can't keep in stock for more than 3 days.
Yeah.
Just because it's a different look. You have some that are similar that look off-road, but the Bronco Sport is well equipped at 30,000, and people love them.
Yeah.
I wish we had more. But
yeah, and then you have that younger group. Then you also have guys like me who always wanted a Bronco. It's more of a nostalgic kind of thing. And I think the design's absolutely fantastic on it. It's a great looking vehicle. I think they did their homework on it. They obviously didn't rush into this. They've been talking about this for years. And I talked to a guy down there when we saw him in Pittsburgh, and I think he said something like the general consensus at Ford was, don't screw this up or you're all fired, is basically what it was. Make sure you get this thing right. And I think they did. So time will tell, but we're very excited. Now, I did notice over in your commercial sales, you've got not like you normally do as far as inventory goes, but you've got some trucks over there. You guys must do a lot in commercial sales.
We have a big commercial sales department here. Tom Brennan is our truck manager, and he's got relationships with everybody, and companies coming in and order 40, 50 trucks at a time. But right now with the microchips, nothing's really being produced. I know we spoke earlier about the Kentucky Raceway where they have 5,000 F-250s and Super Duties and above.
Yeah.
Well, that's affecting everybody.
Right.
So once those things get the chips, everything's going to kind of rebound September, October.
It's nice that they're able to at least keep their people working and keep making stuff instead of just shutting everything down completely until.
And I think that's where Ford's ahead of everybody. You know, when we talked to Ford, they said, you know, we're going to keep our plants open.
Yeah.
So they're still producing vehicles. They're just not shipping them because they don't have the microchips, which we're excited about. Again, we talked earlier. It's a rough time right now in the car business, but it's also a time to be excited because everything's starting over. You're starting fresh. You'll have all new inventory.
Yeah.
So it's down, but you have to look at it going forward.
Right. Yeah. So, you can't worry about today. You got to look for tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah. The next day.
It's rough. I mean, we know that, but we still have to give our customers the customer satisfaction that they deserve.
Yeah.
So again, we talked earlier about pushing factory orders. So if you look over here, there's 45 factory orders over the past month and a half.
Yeah.
Not of Bronco, just of vehicles, Explorers, Edges, because that's kind of the way Ford's doing it. They wanted to see with the Bronco, with the reservations, how it works. They're doing it with the Maverick. The Maverick's a lot smoother than the Bronco was. The Lightning will be more smooth than the way the Maverick goes.
Yeah.
So they're really learning, which right now is kind of a good time for it. You know, training us how to approach factory orders.
Yeah.
And that helps us as a team be better for the customer.
Yeah, and it's funny how fast things change. When I bought that Lariat off you, I came down, you had 20 or so F-150s here, and I just picked the one that I liked the most, but I didn't do my homework. There's a couple little things that I wish I would have done differently, but if I would have ordered it, I wouldn't have done that.
Correct.
Yeah.
People like that approach. I mean, it used to be like, hey, I got a blue one. Well, I want white. Well, what if I get you a better deal on the blue or the white or the blue one because it's not white? Well, we don't do that anymore. If you want a white one, we're going to find a way to get you a white one, even if it's through factory order production, because it normally takes 6 to 8 weeks on a normal, production time schedule.
Yeah.
But we're excited for it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I am. I think it's good to get over this past year. I see things moving forward a little bit, and a lot of people are just wanting to hit the road too. I think that's what a lot of the sales increases are. Yep. We try to go out west once a year, and flying is such a pain in the neck. I don't mind driving. I drove the whole way to Glacier National Park last year and Yellowstone, and it's just kind of a sense of freedom. You know what I mean? To be able to get on the road and go wherever you want. And I'm looking forward to the Bronco, though. I really am. We'll have that out west on some trails, and
look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. But before I wrap this up, we got a car we got to show you guys. This thing is really caught my eye when I walked in here. It's caught a lot of people's eyes, haven't it?
Yeah, it really has. From across the country, it's a 2012 Laguna Seca Mustang. It's a Boss 302 Laguna Seca. So it's a race car. There's no back seat. It's got a full roll cage in it. It's an incredible car, and it has 3,000 miles on it.
Wonder what Melissa would say if I went home with that.
Today's a little junky. We're not going to let it out in the rain. But that is an amazing car. The suspension's all its own. The exhaust is all its own. You're not going to see that exhaust on another Mustang. It's an incredible car.
Let's go check it out.
Sure, absolutely.
So that's a 2012?
2012 Laguna Seca.
Wow.
I believe it's 460 horsepower, but it's normally aspirated. There's no turbos or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just a big Ford motor.
And there's only 3,000 miles on this. Looks absolutely perfect.
Yep. It's a different look. The red accents, everything like that is a little different, but you know what it is coming up.
Yeah.
Especially to the Ford enthusiast and everything like that.
So how many of these were made?
So roughly 750, or I believe it's 750. And what's cool about this car is there's two different keys. So one's a normal drive mode, and the other one is automatically race mode. One's silver, one's red.
Okay.
So this car only came in black and silver. So there's certain production numbers of this vehicle that were silver, certain ones were black.
Right.
We have the numbers on this one, like we were showing you. It's number 450 on the black side.
Right.
So it's a rare car. It's
yes,
really cool.
Some collector will pick this up.
Right. What's troubling is the collectors are all in North Carolina and California.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Ford guys are, in North Carolina because it's racing country.
Right.
So you're talking about a 2012 with 3,000 miles on it, but they can't touch it.
Yeah.
So trying to convince them to fly up to look at it.
Right.
It's a tough chore.
Right.
It's
That's
not like everybody buying cars online. You're not going to do that with a Laguna Seca.
It's really nice. The Mustang is sweet.
Yeah.
That is a really nice car. I'm anxious. Let me know where that thing ends up.
Absolutely.
I'd be curious to know. But I was glad to come down and talk to you. It's nice to, you hear stuff. You see, you don't know what you can believe and what you can't.
Right.
But obviously the microchip thing is the real deal.
Right.
It's causing problems with all different types of industries, but
Correct.
the auto industry in particular, pretty bad.
Big hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
But things will get better.
Yep.
And I just want to say, if you guys are in the market for a vehicle and you're in this area, or that Mustang, yeah, get a hold of him. I'll put a link in the description for your guys' website and everything. And but that is a sweet car. Really looking forward to the Bronco. I think it's been a long wait for everyone. Everyone's wanted that vehicle for a long time, and I'm glad they brought it back. And really looking forward to it.
We're more than excited.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, that's everything that's coming out. Like we talked, everything that's coming out,
Americans just like cars.
Right.
They do.
Right.
They like driving.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They like going places and doing things, and things are finally opening back up, and it's that sense of freedom and just being able to get out on the open road. I love it. I love traveling. And
same. I just drove to Gatlinburg 2 weekends ago, and I like to drive.
Yeah.
I'm a pilot.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. And I would much rather ride and just enjoy the scenery and cruise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, that's more relaxing than getting on an airplane, sitting in TSA for 2 hours, having to wear a mask the entire time.
I know. It's not fun.
Doesn't sound pleasant at all. I would much rather get in my truck and go for a ride.
Yeah.
I drove my F-150 down to Florida last year because I was bored.
Yeah.
It took me 18 hours to get to Naples, hung out there for a night, turned back around. It was me and my dog. We were just cruising. Old 14-pound wiener dog and me chilling, hanging out, and driving to Florida.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to get up and go, and enjoy this country.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, I appreciate your time, and I appreciate the information.
Yeah.
I do. And like I said, I'll put a link in the description for your guys' website. And I look forward to hearing you soon when that Bronco comes in.
I really appreciate you stopping in and talking.
All right.
But like I said, it's all positive going forward. We're excited, and we actually can't wait for this. Ford's coming out with some great stuff.
Well, good deal. Well, thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.